The alien delegation stood in silence, their crystalline bodies shimmering faintly under the artificial lights of the United Earth Council chamber. They had traveled across galaxies to meet humanity, a species they had studied for centuries, through telescopes and intercepted transmissions. The reports from their scientists were unanimous. Humans were intelligent but volatile, capable of both breathtaking creativity and catastrophic destruction. Ambassador Valier tilted his translucent head slightly, observing the humans seated before him. Their expressions ranged from curiosity to thinly veiled hostility. It was strange. These creatures, who called themselves humans, seemed so fragile compared to the towering war machines or psychic empires that dominated other corners of the galaxy. Yet here they were, bold enough to demand an audience with one of the oldest civilizations in existence. "Honored representatives of Earth," Valier began, his voice resonating like a soft chime through the translation device embedded in his chest. "We have come at your request. What is it you seek?" A human woman rose from her seat, her dark hair tied back in a tight bun. She wore a uniform adorned with medals and insignias, marking her as someone of importance among her kind. Her nameplate read, "General Elena Reyes." "Thank you for coming," she said, her tone measured but firm. "Humanity has reached a critical juncture in its development. We wish to join the Galactic Concord, a coalition of advanced species working together for peace and prosperity." Valier exchanged glances with his fellow delegates. This was unexpected. Most species sought membership only after centuries of careful diplomacy and cultural refinement. Humans, however, had barely begun exploring beyond their own solar system. Their technology was rudimentary by galactic standards, and their history was riddled with conflict. "Why do you believe you are ready?" asked another delegate, Ambassador Calith, whose body refracted light into dazzling patterns. "Your wars, your exploitation of resources, your disregard for balance, these things concern us." Reyes clenched her jaw but maintained her composure. "Yes, we've made mistakes. But we're learning. Our planet is healing. We've united under a single government. And more importantly, we bring something unique to the table." "Oh?" Valier's voice carried a hint of intrigue. "And what might that be?" "Creativity," Reyes replied without hesitation. "No other species in the galaxy thinks like we do. We adapt, innovate, and push boundaries. Where others see limitations, we see possibilities. Where others retreat, we advance. That's why you should let us join you. Not because we're perfect, but because we can offer solutions no one else would consider." The chamber fell silent. The aliens exchanged silent signals, their forms flickering as if communicating on frequencies beyond human perception. Finally, Valier spoke again. "You claim to value innovation, yet your actions often contradict this. Tell us, General Reyes, how do you reconcile your species' tendency toward chaos with the stability required for galactic cooperation?" Reyes hesitated for a moment, then smiled faintly. "Chaos isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it's necessary to break old systems and build new ones. Look at us. We've gone from tribal warfare to landing on the moon in less than 10,000 years. No other species has done that. Sure, we're messy, unpredictable, even insane by some standards. But isn't that better than stagnation?" Calith tilted forward, her crystalline form casting prismatic shadows across the room. "Insanity is not a trait we admire. Stability is the foundation of progress." "But progress requires risk," Reyes countered. "You've been watching us for centuries, haven't you noticed? Every time we stumble, we get back up stronger. Every failure teaches us something new. Humanity doesn't give up, ever." Valier's gaze lingered on Reyes, as if trying to decipher the truth behind her words. Then he turned to his companions and emitted a series of high-pitched tones. After a brief exchange, He faced the humans once more. "We will consider your request," he announced. "But first we must test your claims. Show us this creativity you speak of. Prove to us that your insanity is indeed an asset rather than a liability." Reyes nodded, determination burning in her eyes. "What kind of test?" Valier gestured toward a holographic display hovering above the center of the chamber. An image materialized, a massive asteroid hurtling toward Earth. "This scenario is based on data collected from your own astronomical observations. In 6 months, this asteroid will impact your planet, causing catastrophic damage. Your current technology cannot deflect it. Solve this problem within 48 hours, using only the resources available to you now. If you succeed, we will reconsider your application." The humans exchanged uneasy glances. 48 hours to solve a problem that had stumped them for years? It seemed impossible. But Reyes didn't flinch. "We accept," she said firmly. Back at Earth's Central Command Center, the brightest minds gathered around tables cluttered with schematics, equations, and half-empty coffee cups. Engineers, physicists, and strategists debated furiously, throwing out ideas faster than anyone could write them down. Dr. Arjun Patel, a renowned astrophysicist, paced the room, rubbing his temples. "We don't have the propulsion systems needed to alter the asteroid's trajectory. Even if we did, there's no guarantee it would work." "What about nuclear weapons?" suggested Major Sarah Chen, tapping a marker against the whiteboard. "If we detonate them near the surface, maybe we can nudge it off course." "Not enough force," Patel replied. "Besides, the fallout could contaminate the atmosphere." "Then what about gravity tractors?" chimed in Dr. Maria Lopez, a robotics expert. "We could send drones to exert gravitational pull over time." "Time is exactly what we don't have," Reyes interjected sharply. "Think bigger. Think crazier." The room fell silent. Bigger. Crazier. Those weren't terms typically associated with scientific problem-solving. But as the clock ticked down, desperation fueled inspiration. It was young intern Theo Nguyen who finally broke the silence. "What if we use Earth itself as a weapon?" Everyone stared at him. "Explain," Reyes prompted. "The moon," Theo said, his voice gaining confidence. "We redirect the asteroid toward the moon instead of Earth. Use the moon's gravity to slingshot it into deep space. We already have lunar mining operations. We can modify their equipment to create a magnetic field strong enough to guide the asteroid." Patel frowned. "That's risky. If we miscalculate, the asteroid could hit the moon and destabilize its orbit." "Or it could save us all," Reyes said, standing up. "Do it." 47 hours later, the plan was set in motion. Humanity held its collective breath as the modified mining rigs activated, generating a powerful electromagnetic field around the moon. The asteroid approached, its shadow looming larger with each passing second. For a heart-stopping moment, it seemed the calculations were wrong. The asteroid wobbled dangerously close to the lunar surface. Then, with a final burst of energy, the field stabilized, and the asteroid shot past the moon, disappearing into the void of space. Cheers erupted across Earth. Against all odds, humanity had succeeded. When the alien delegation returned, Valier's expression was unreadable. "You have proven your ingenuity," he admitted. "But tell us, humans, was it worth the risk? Could you have destroyed your own satellite, your only natural companion, in the process?" Reyes met his gaze steadily. "Yes, it was worth it. Because taking risks is what defines us. We may be insane, but our insanity drives us to survive, to thrive, to dream of a future where anything is possible." Valier paused, then inclined his head. "Very well. Consider your application approved. Welcome to the Galactic Concord. As the humans celebrated, the aliens exchanged quiet reflections. Perhaps insanity wasn't such a flaw after all. Perhaps it was exactly what the galaxy needed.